You just tuned into the latest channel on Twitch.
All right, so let's see. Oh, all right, here we go. All right, welcome, guys. This is Mortal Portal podcast number 12. I'm gonna go ahead and let these two guys introduce themselves real quick, and then we'll just jump into it. Whoever wants to go first, don't matter.
Yeah, I'll go first. Aesorn, I'm an officer in Bear. Mostly just like a PvP focused player. Mage main, only play mage at the moment. And that's it.
Most commonly known as VIIDoomRider, I think. I'm a nobody in VII, and I've played probably 2,000 hours in every build in the game.
2,000 hours?
Yep.
What do you mean? What do you
Across
mean every
three accounts.
build? You talking about
Every
like foot
build
fighter
that-
mounted?
Yeah, foot fighter mounted, mage, fat mage, hybrid, everything you can think of.
2,000
Except-
hours on each?
No, across 3 accounts.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, and he is not T-Zone. Someone
I'm
told
not
me a while
T-Zone.
ago that you were T-Zone, so I believed it just because I was like, okay, I guess that's T-Zone.
Honestly, that's the most disappointing thing about this whole thing. Like, the one we won against T-Zone would have been nice, you know? We have a lot of beef going on.
Dude, everyone's got beef with T-Zone. It's the forums, man. Who knew so many people are so active on the forums? Like, dude, that's some boomer shit from 2010. Who uses forums anymore?
No, the forms are pretty good. Like right now. Oh, thank you for that sub, Dunari. I'll thank everybody for the follow subs after. If you guys want to wait until then, that's great. I thought you were you always mage Aesorn? I thought I saw you like on a footy back in the day. Or
I mean, in Mortal 1, I played since 2014. So yeah, I had a footy. And then like when Mortal 2 came out, like the day it came out, there was literally Cran and there was Fab. And that was it. And there was like 4 weapons or whatever in the game. And Magic didn't come out for months after that. So yeah, I played footy that whole time period. Yeah, but mostly like definitely was better as mage in Mortal 1. So that's what I'm doing now for sure.
okay, cool. I mean, how are your guilds doing as far as like pop? Are you guys like, are either of your guilds kind of still waiting for launch primarily, or like do you feel like most of the guilds like kind of playing and getting active, getting ready? Like I don't know.
So my guild with Bear, like maybe like a month ago, it felt like pretty dead because everyone's kind of waiting for launch, you know. But recently, after like the Steam release, we've gotten a lot of applications, a lot of new people, and a lot of old vets, you know, coming back, just getting ready for launch, especially with the keeps too. You know, we wanted to keep, so did that. So yeah, our guild's like super active right now for sure. There's a lot of new players though that we're trying to train up.
VII.
We're definitely probably not anywhere near the size of Bear, but I think we got maybe 10 actives now since the keep patch.
Okay.
It's just a very core group that plays a lot. I haven't seen him in a while.
Okay.
I mean, he plays when he can, but a lot of people still have personal or like, you know, real life commitments and they'd rather just wait for release.
Okay, cool. I'm curious. Did you guys ever get to build your walls and your?
No.
Yeah, we can't build ours either. Like we're still like they broke it in the hotfix.
Yeah, they hotfixed in the middle of us building our walls, so we put all the shit in, and then they hotfixed it. We couldn't build it. It's like, well, we'll fuck ourselves then.
Yeah, like I don't even want to look at my keep because it just fucking looks ugly as shit with all the rubble everywhere. So I'm like, just ignore it. Like we built it, and it's just like okay, like it doesn't even look good. Like so, it's just like yeah.
Ours don't have walls either, like on the outside, but we didn't build them on purpose because like you can just go through the walls right now.
Yeah,
It's
so
pretty fun.
there's 2 gates, and one of the gates has no purpose whatsoever. You can just go up the stairs and walk around it.
Oh, the inner gate, you mean? 'Cause-
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
there's zero defense to it. Like, what's the point of it? Just
Also,
remove it.
Hudson, I don't know if you remember in GK, like, do you remember like when we'd be like priest camping or something, and like kids are spawning, but then they end up like 20 feet behind us, running into the water already? I don't know if you remember. So you can do that same thing now to go through a wall. Like we were watching
Yep.
all the enemies do it.
How do you do it? Were you like stuck or
So
something?
You start apparently you start
there's
walking as you come back in when you log in.
yeah, as you're logging in, if you just hold W, your character will start like moving before it loads, so like it doesn't have any collision. It seems like, and you can just go through any fucking wall. It's so dumb.
Does that work in like town buildings and stuff too?
It works in any wall. Any
yeah.
wall.
So you can get into like buildings that you're not supposed to get into, and like
Most likely, yeah. And there's other ways to get through walls too, but I don't want to really give information out on like that. And there's two ways I know of that need to be fixed. Like they have to be fixed for release because they're hugely game breaking if people can just fucking ignore all the walls.
100%, yeah.
Well, it's not like I don't know. I don't even know if we're getting anything for keeps anyways at the launch. So
Yeah, I don't know, but like the day after the first keep battle, like we literally had like a big battle on TC's walls, like on the keep walls, because the whole enemy force logged out and then logged into the keep. Like, you know what I mean? So it was a cool fight, but there was like 20 dudes like glitched into a keep,
really
and we fought them on our own walls.
Is that the day Man of God was just like spamming help chat, like send out your champion or whatever the fuck he was saying?
Probably.
Oh yeah, that was the day Man of God.
Hilarious.
I hit Man of God for 84 and he dropped and then he started raging in help chat. It was kind of funny, but yeah, I don't know. I've never hit someone that hard actually. It was just like
what, with the flame strike or what?
Yeah, it was 84 flame strike and he died because of it. And it was just like, or he got into mercy and then died, and it was just like, yeah, I don't think I could hit anybody harder than that.
Yeah, what do we think about that like RNG kind of like range on spells? Like if you hit the same guy 5 times, like it's gonna be like 5 different damages, right? But
yeah, I mean,
range.
I'm someone who doesn't like RNG in games, period. Like I prefer like skill based shit, but I don't know. It's hard to say because like, what do you do with psych at that point, right? Is it just like a flat reduction and then you just like buff it? I
honestly think that's what needs to happen because the RNG on psych just makes it totally worthless to run. You just like, oh, I'm gonna build an RNG build. What's the point of that?
I mean, I don't think it's worthless. Like Putson actually there's an interesting clip. I don't know if you've noticed this, Putson. Like we had a fight in the sewers at one point, and like we were winning the fight, and you guys were kind of like, you went into like an open room, and you were trying to hold like a tunnel, and you were like, it was on your stream. You were like, everyone prep Thunderlash and focus the same guy as they come around the corner. But what happened was our Psy fighter came around the corner. And everyone hit him with a T-Lash, and like 2 of them resisted, and one of them hit him for like 30, and he didn't even drop below. Like he was like 70% health. It was like, then your whole thing is weight. So I don't think Psy fighters are as useless as people say, but keep saying they're useless because I play mage, so yeah, they're fucking useless actually.
The whole thing is like it's so many wasted points for such little utility. Like, oh look, you got one scenario where you T-lashed by 3 guys, and that's the whole point of the build.
Well, yeah, let's just go with that. I agree. Yeah,
but the thing is, like,
don't play them.
The reason he's calling it useless is because it's so dramatically different from every other attribute, right? Because like every other attribute, you get this guaranteed profit from it. Like
yeah, they have much more value.
You can use bigger bows, you can use heavier weapons, constitution, you get health, you get the armor weight, whatever, you get dex, you get your movement speed, like intelligence, increased healing and damage. Like these are guaranteed like things you're getting from these attributes. Psych, you get a chance to resist. And
well, it's also
that chance is,
it's not just the chance though. It's not just the chance.
It's a majority of chance. There's a very small damage reduction. We did a lot of testing with it actually. Like there's 0 difference between like 30 points of psych. It's crazy.
I only have 90 psych as a human mage. Like it's like my footy mage. And if I hit myself with a reflect or something, like I do no damage to myself. Like it's 30s on a flame striker, or like not a flame strike, but like maybe like a T-lash is like 30. So it's like 20 damage every time you get hit with a spell. And that's as much as like a Psy fighter would have. You know what? They're trash. You're right, guys. Never mind.
It's not that they're trash, they're just not worth playing.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yep, don't play Psy fighters, guys. Got it.
Don't.
I agree.
Oh,
Couldn't agree more.
I think we'll see more Psi-Fighters when we get more Magic schools and you see more mages. But like, I don't think there's really a reason to roll like a Psi-Fighter build when you only have one character per account. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. I'm not saying they're worthless. I'm just saying I don't think it's worth it.
I mean, you could literally go into some int, get fucking Magic Reflect, some heals, a corrupt. Like, there's just so much more value to that to an RNG roll.
If I could fit Psi on my like Ogmir tank, I totally would, but I just can't. So, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's pushing it.
Unless I just drop all my strength to go full tank mode and just pick up Psych instead of strength or something. Would you imagine like a Ogmir running into your line, full steal everything, and then he has like full Psych as well? That'd be fucking sick. Just to, like soak damage. Just like he can't do anything, obviously, but he'll be like running around your group, like punching your mages to interrupt them.
Ignore him.
No, he just punches your mages to like interrupt them.
Dude, just take out all the decks. Take out all the decks. Dude, put inside. Just waddle in to the fight. Someone shield push you into battle.
Someone come to me, please.
That would work for keep sieges because you don't have to go anywhere if you're defending, right? You just like hold the door, get a bunch of Ogmirs in that build. That'd be nice.
Yeah, holding chokes is a struggle in this game because the collision's so bad. You can't really body block people. They can just run through you right now with the movement prediction system.
Yeah, you can hold chokes. It's just like, you need a lot of bodies.
Yes.
Wait, did Psych work the same way in MO1?
Yeah. Yeah, you had a flat damage reduction and you had a higher chance to resist the more Psych you had.
I don't know. Unless like I'm already playing Mage and picking up Psych for mana pool. I don't ever see like how I can really fit it into a build.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty much like I've heard people talking like, oh, you could do it on a Vila, but I think really humans only like the realistic way to do it, like to make it like decent. That's what I think.
You need a lot of points, and it's just exactly a huge investment.
So if you're playing a Psi-Fighter, you're playing human. So instead of picking up the int to go hybrid, you're basically just putting those int points into Psych. Is that what it is, basically?
Well, yeah, because the thing is like you can still cast Corrupt and Purify, so you're not like, I don't know. I mean, you're not doing damage or anything, but you still have Corrupt and Purify and a decent mana pool because of it. Because Psych also gives you mana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that more usefulness in that. Yeah, just true. Because they're not based off your intellect. That doesn't fucking matter.
Yep.
Or Spell Reflex even too.
Yeah, you could definitely get Spell Reflect to put enough points into Ecumenical. But no, it's bad, guys. Don't do a Psi-Fighter. Trash spec.
Don't invest. There's other more valuable fucking attributes.
Yeah, I've never had a Psi-Fighter die my backline and then like be unable to peel them because I'm hitting them for 30s. Just don't do it, guys. It sucks.
Is Nuts? Is he Sneeze? Is that Nuts?
Yes.
Or Sneeze's Twitch? Oh, it is? Okay. He said we looked related before. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, God. Fuck off, Sneeze.
Wait, hey. Like, wait a minute. Hold on here. Dude, did you guys... Oh, my God. I don't remember exactly what number podcast it was. The one where we did, like, the political theme shit, and Sneeze was on, and we had you, Aesorn, we had Steiner. Did you guys see that clip of, like, Sneeze's, like, cigarette laugh or whatever the fuck? Dude, I've watched that clip so many times. I fucking die, dude.
I saw the clip. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Oh, my God. It's like the driest laugh I've ever heard.
He, like, lost all the oxygen in his brain to laugh. Like, it was...
It was so good. I love Sneeze. He's actually way funnier than I thought he was gonna be. There's a clip, or you just go watch the VOD. I mean, it's pretty early on. I think it was right after the intros, wasn't it? Because I like roasted everyone, then everyone was roasting me about AC being dead, and then he was like AC, more like a shit. Like I can't even do the noise that he did, but like it was just dryness. Oh man, it was so funny. And I was watching Patwin's face. Patwin's face is priceless too. Oh man.
Speaking of AC being dead though, like I heard some of my members were telling me the other day, like they went to MK. You had quite the amount of people there or something, right?
Yeah, we've been recruiting.
Yeah,
like I mean, like 90% of them are new guys. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
no, they're good guys. Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, I haven't been saying anything for a while because like it benefited me to not say anything. But like we were the only guild in Warren Kerr when Steam release hit. You know what I mean? So any fucking new player that came to the town, they really only saw my guild and like 2 Valhalla guys. So it was just like they had a choice. Like, okay, I want to join a guild. Am I gonna pick this Valhalla group or Acolytes? I don't know either. And then we would just like approach everybody, talk to them, help them out. And eventually like you'd just be seeing like 10 Acolytes running around, nobody else. So like naturally people would just want to join the guild. So yeah, we've recruited like a shit ton of people. But now that now MK is like popping for whatever reason. Like it was like the whole first Steam release week, like there was nobody, like fucking dead. And then like all of a sudden the week after that, there was like Outsiders, Harbingers are there. Valhalla kind of dipped out.
What about RPK?
Like this guild, Tian Ming.
RPK
is still dead. Just one guy. I am Reshi always. I am Reshi. Only I am Reshi.
Okay.
Actually, that streamer Vendevius left RPK. He joined up with us for some other reasons, but also because of inactivity. And I've been hearing like rumors, like I don't know, I haven't talked to Aku or anything, but apparently like RPK is like annoyed and they won our keep at launch, and I keep hearing like threats from like third party, not even from RPK, but like from other people, like, oh yeah, RPK was like, yeah, they're gonna take that keep from you. I'm like, well, they haven't said shit to me, so I don't know. Like, why do I keep hearing it from somebody else? I don't know.
What keep is like the old RPK keep from MO1? Is that why?
It's the one by like the Demon Portal and Spider Cave.
Oh yeah. That's their keep from MO1. That's probably why they want it.
I think it's funny that people already claiming keeps for release.
I mean, I don't
we
claim
have no
the
idea
keep,
what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
but I would
no
like
idea
to get that keep. Like I don't claim it, but that's the keep I would want to get ideally. Is what I would say.
But there are definitely groups out there claiming keeps already.
Yeah, I kind of hope the game. Hilarious. I hope the game just gets zerged by like huge gaming communities.
I honestly do.
Yeah,
dude, if the game got zerged, that would be like the funnest like shit ever. Like honestly, even if like we're getting like camped at the fucking towns, like that's shit you'll remember forever. You know what I mean? Like, oh, when MO2 launched and there was like a fucking 100 players camping at Warren Kerr Road, you couldn't like even walk past the people because it would just be body blocking with so many people. You know what I mean? Like that shit would be so fun. You just have to like adapt. You would have to like change everything.
What if CTSG joined? Like, the giant like Chinese Zerg?
Yeah, like, I love fighting CTSG.
Yeah, but like, do you think the Mortal community could ever band together? Like, the current Mortal community, like, all the people who have had beef since MO1.
If they roll in with their full fucking people, you'd still be 2-1 with every single person playing in the game right now. You'd be 2-1. Everyone would be a rat. You'd all become the rats with me, baby.
Yeah, didn't OO have like 5,000 players in Last Oasis at one point?
Yep.
Dude, but can you ever see like, you're ever gonna see like Dressed and Vicness charging side by side into battle again?
They're likely to kill each other on sight.
Dude, we might have to convince them, bro, if it comes down to it.
I mean,
for the greater good.
Dressed and we'd already be like, if there's a big Zerg like that, those are the guys that are going to be the most fun to fight because you're going to get so many fun clips and videos out of fucking the 1vx's you're going to get fighting CTSG. It's crazy. Like, you could probably legit get 1v15s.
That was like
done in LO.
That was like one of the things I loved about LO is like watching those clips because you could actually like 1vx in LO really hard. And I would love seeing those people. It was usually fighting the Chinese, ironically, but it could have been. I've seen other videos against other clans or whatever, but like you just see some guy like 1v15 because he's just taking on like 2-3 guys at a time. More people would come. They're coming back pretty much naked, but they had a weapon, so technically they could kill anybody with that weapon if they're good enough. And it was.
You guys don't realize how dangerous portals could be with 1,000 CSTG and a fucking Warren Shorty.
Don't say that. Dude, in Atlas, they used to send like 20 nakeds charging us just to like waste bullets. And you had that thing, you can get like a skill as a naked, like when you punch people, it would like knock them out after a certain amount of hits. So they would just send like a Zerg of nakeds charging you, and then the actual force would come in. It was fucked.
It's funny because you would see 1 or 2 guys in like actual game, you're like, those must be the captains.
Yeah. They're pretty bad though. Like you can 1v like 20 of them or whatever, like you're saying, because dude, like I don't know. In Atlas we killed like 2 of their fucking giant ships or whatever, like with just like 1 sloop. Like I don't know. They're not that good. They just have like
just mass numbers. They're the mass numbers. Definition of a Zerg.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, when I saw there's a guild in MK right now. They're called Tian Ming. I thought that was gonna be like some Asian Zerg, but turns out they're Russian. So I don't know. I was like, when I first saw them, like, oh shit, here we go, boys. And then they ended up being a Russian guild or something. But they all speak like perfect English too, which is kind of weird. Like Russians typically learn English or something. Like a thing.
I don't
Anyone
know. I mean, everywhere but America usually learns a second language, but we don't give a shit.
Facts.
Well, actually, I recruited one of the Tianmin guys, and like he spoke perfect English, but he was like, "No, I'm living in Moscow right now," because he works with American people over like Zoom and stuff, like whatever he does. So I was like, "Oh, I guess maybe that's like a common practice. They learn English over there." I don't know.
I think so. Like, I think that would be what they would learn second, you know, as a second language for sure. Like, if we learn Spanish, they definitely would probably learn English.
Yeah, I don't want to. I was gonna ask another question about that. Probably gonna go down a rabbit hole.
Go ahead, Pudson, go down the rabbit hole, dude.
I mean, because China is so much closer. I was just like, I mean, like, do like Russians like hate China or something too? Like, I know like a lot of people like typically don't like Chinese, like, and how their government operates, and like, you know, they try and do like, you know, mostly everything themselves and sort of thing. Like, but I don't know. I don't know if like how Russians and Chinese like get along.
Well, I think English is like a more globalized language at this point than like what Mandarin. I mean, Mandarin's spoken by like, I think it's probably the most popular language or one of them, right?
It is,
like,
yes.
So, yeah. So maybe I'm wrong in what I'm saying, but I don't know. I feel like overall, like, I don't know. I actually don't know, but
wait, he said not many Russians don't learn English. So wait, what does that mean? Does it mean many Russians?
He said many Russians learn English.
That okay. That was like that was double negative. So I'm like, that threw me. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Does anyone know? Wait, is Outsiders? Is that the Brazilian? They're in your alliance, right, Aesorn? Outsiders?
I think like so. Technically, the other day we ran into them at fucking Minnows, and we just slaughtered like 8 of them. So like, I think they were on our ally list, but
well, I saw them at the keep fighting us.
Well, I thought I remember
before there. It's like,
I thought I remember Bomex. He brought them into the alliance back in the day because they were the Brazilians. They speak like Portuguese.
Yeah, but with Bear, they've had like drama throughout the years. I mean, not the years, but like the months. I remember. All I know is less than a week ago, we slaughtered 8 of them, and we were like, "Fuck it!" Like, I don't know. There hasn't.
I think I remember the drama or part of it or something.
Yeah, it was like they claimed MK or something when we. I don't know what happened. I don't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of a different guild, but at the end of the day, like, yeah, we're not. I mean, I think they're on our alliance list, but we killed them. So
Team Rocket killed Kraken, and now Kraken's but yeah, like Kraken's pretty toxic. I've heard from some of my new guys. Like he gets them like mercy mode and talks shit to them or something. I don't know, like a lot of shit. Not like good fight loser, you suck, or I think it goes beyond that.
0.5 flop kid.
bean order.
Mandarin is the most spoken native language in the world. Really? I thought it'd be like Spanish, to be honest with you, at this point.
It's 100% Mandarin because of the population.
Wait, so does China have more population than India? I thought India had like the most population. No? Am I wrong?
I want to say they have more, but I'm Googling now, yeah.
Yeah, I saw like your screen, like your face light up brightness. I was like, he pulled up Google.
You're goddamn right. China remains the largest population in the world, 1.4 billion.
But what's India?
Damn.
India's second.
It's in the billion.
Just under 1.4 billion. So almost the same.
Oh, okay. China has the most population. I think China has more influence also than India, so probably the countries around it or whatever would also speak Mandarin because of the influence.
China's much more of a superpower than India is.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that would be another effect of that. Babe. So how you guys feel about like the stream release and the population? Like do you guys feel like this is like if like it was to launch with this population, do you guys think the game would do well? Or do you think it would be still too little?
I would say
no. There's no shot.
Because I mean, yes, you're seeing a lot more pop in towns that didn't have pop before, but like if just riding around the world, you still see like fucking nobody, dude.
Yeah, like the thing is, Pudson, if you look at like Steam charts for MO1, like I'm pretty sure MO1 had the same pop when it released on Steam as like right now. We're very close. It was like 1,000 something was like the max pop ever. So that would be like, horrible for MO2 to be doing the same. So yeah, no, I expect way more at the actual release.
What number are you?
Oof.
I think we would be lucky with 5 to 6K.
Yeah, I think that's the number that you're like hoping for at the minimum.
Yes.
How are you not going to be like tripping over people with 5 to 6?
I mean, 5 times what we have now, you're really not going to be, because the size of the world is massive.
Well, you live in
on
fucking
what you're
GK,
actually going
so
to.
your
I've
view
been
is
all over the
skewed.
world. I've been everywhere.
Dude, I can't even access the fucking MK Bank this week sometimes. Like, there's like people like fucking just side to side, and they got their fucking all their horses behind them. I'm like, dude, fucking move! Like, I can't get into the bank.
I mean, that's a prime spot. It's a bank where everyone's going to in the towns. I mean, if that's what you're talking about, like you're gonna have an issue with the bank in the town, yeah, it's potential. But the world itself is so massive and just so empty of players.
I mean, it's massive.
Alone would be folly, I think.
But there's like obviously like super high traffic areas that like 90% of people are gonna like travel through. So and what I mean by that, like let's say like you have 100% of the population MK, 90% of those people are gonna be constantly using that West Road, right? So areas like that, you're just gonna be tripping over people. Like everyone who's coming out of MK, like,
I think that's a good thing. You're not tripping. You're not seeing anyone right now.
Well, the real answer, Putson, the real answer is you need TC. And that'll help a lot with spreading people out. Like you can have a whole player run town anywhere on the map when you have TC.
No, I really am waiting for that. That would be great. Just like even without the territory control aspect, just to be able to like make your own crafting benches, vendors, and stuff like that. Even outside of a keep, like your own town would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, but I think like to actually make people like permanently live somewhere, you need a priest. And you probably need some guards for like, certain guilds.
No guards. Come on, get out of here with that shit. Defend your own shit. Don't need NPCs to do it for you.
I mean,
you're talking about outside of towns? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, outside of towns. I'm just saying like there's guilds that, probably need guards to feel safe in their own little town.
And then they probably shouldn't have their own little town.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too with that. I'm gonna agree with you.
If you can't feel safe, then you need to be going to someone else who can help you feel safe.
I mean, that's. I live in cave camp, so I don't need guards. I'm just saying, like, if you want a bunch of casuals playing the game and the population to be high, you probably need something like that.
I mean, you've got how many fucking lawful towns right now that they can use that for?
Oh yeah, but then like Putson's saying, it's going to be overpopulated.
I think if there's like some sort of like hard limit to the guards, I think it's fine because like let's say like you have like a wide span area, like let's say how do I. Like if you took like the Coliseum, like the size of it, and that was like the size of like a regular sized town with when you include all the crafters and everything you got to fit in it or whatever, and a few houses or whatever. If you had like maybe like 3 or 4 guards covering that like Coliseum area, I think that would be fine. But if you're just like spamming guard posts, like you have like 20 guard posts all the way around your town, that's just fucking stupid, right?
If you're like, making safe zones in the middle of the wilderness, I think that's completely wrong for the game.
Right, but I think if you set the hard limit on the guards, it's not a safe zone because guards can be easily killed if you just focus them real quick. And then
as long as they're not lictors.
Right? No, I don't think they should be lictors.
Or elite guards too.
I think and depending on how long the guard respawn will be, plus you're gonna have to actually gear them. So potentially having a guard if it's a hard limit, can actually hurt you more than help you. If people are just killing your guards to farm their sets, you know what I mean? Too. So you got to look at it that way. Like people are gonna roll in with like 10 people while you're not at your town to help defend your guards, and maybe they're just killing your guards, farming Malarium sets off your fucking guards until they start spawning naked and can't do anything or something.
I don't know. I kind of like SV's idea because like they were like obviously they don't want to do a magic like you can't attack this structure at this time kind of thing like other games do, like a window of attack.
Siege windows, yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to do a siege window. So I kind of like the idea of like you have guards, right? But the way they make it like more like realistic or logical in a sense is like instead of like a magic window, they were talking about having like, oh well, guards need to sleep and shit like that. So there's ways to do it where you can have guards that maybe are there for a certain period of time. And then there's like a window of being able to attack without guards, and they would have to defend their town during that time without like a magical siege window, of course. But Yeah, I think something like that would be pretty good.
I think you would still need a limit on the guards, even
You
with
definitely
that.
need a limit on guards. I mean, of course.
Because if it wasn't limited, it would become just a obligatory siege window.
I mean, the last thing you want is like, oh, I forget whose keep it was. It was like GK keep at the very end. It was null keep at the very end of MO1. It's like, I remember I went in there and there was literally, I think, maybe like 50 guards or something around the entire keep. Like you can see them visually. Probably even more than that, like 50 to 100 guards. If they guard called you, it would just like, you'd get one tapped like instantly. Like it was unsiegeable. Maybe not unsiegeable, but
I think that's incredibly dumb design.
it was really dumb. There has to be a limit on guards, of course. I
Did they
think
have
like
attack dogs too or something? Like there were guards?
yeah, like, and they were really cheap. I don't even think they costed prom. Like prom was like another limiting factor on guards, but like that's why Null had so many because they had like I think a million prom because all they did was PvE all the time. But yeah, the dogs sucked. Like one time, like I remember we were fighting men at the end of like 2020, and they just came in with like 30 guards, 30 guard dogs, and they like sicked it on everybody and did nothing. We still beat them in the fight. They're just absolutely trash. Like yeah, those things were pretty bad to be honest with you.
Gotcha.
I'm just very, very against NPCs playing the game for people.
Dude,
I've always been
listen,
outspoken about that.
Yeah, I played Atlas. Like I hate NPCs. That like I don't even like pets, honestly, to be honest with you. But
I hate pets.
yeah, I feel you, bro. Listen, I'm there with you, but I think there is a place for a limited amount of guards, like especially if you want like a healthy population that's not like hardcore PvPers like us. Like if it was up to me, yeah, sure, like no guards, but then you just have like a Mortal 1 like dead game.
I mean, I hate to say it, but you know, if you're looking at the community like that, like they're not gonna last anyways. It's people like that, they're gonna get ganked on once in like the first week and they'll be like, what did I spend all this time for? I'm out. Like those kind of people, they're never gonna play these games anyways. You're not gonna find little ways to satisfy them because the core of the game is still the same. You can't change that. And I don't think it's smart to try and change your game around it because then you lose the other core of the game of the players that you have. And then you're playing both sides poorly, and I think it's just poor design.
I mean, to me, it's like there's already so many blue towns. It's like it doesn't really matter if you just add more for like specific guilds. Like especially if there's a window to attack them with no guards. Like to me, that's better than them living in a blue town. So to me, it's way better than if a bunch of if the guilds were living in a blue town. I'd rather them live in a place that is at least like if I hate them, I could destroy their shit. So it's not completely safe. Unlike towns.
Yeah, I think if the guards are limited, you have to gear them, and they're gonna have a window regardless. I don't think it will be obviously depending on the cards. I don't know what would determine the limit. I don't know if bigger guilds can have more guards, or if like a keep, do you have more guards? Sort of thing.
It's such a slippery slope that I don't like. Where do you draw the line?
I don't know. What's the solution though? It's like Putson saying like if you have 5,000 people right now in the game, like it's already rough getting into a bank. Like I don't know, the towns will be so overcrowded and like people are just like not gonna live anywhere besides the town.
The idea would be then you go fucking drop a house with your crafting stations and a priest in it was what I would say. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, that's with this whole rep change. I think that's even more encouraged now. Because I mean, if you look at the rep change, this basically means that if you're a PvPer, you won't be living in any blue towns if it stays this way. You're gonna have to make your own shit. You're gonna have to make your own crafting stations and hopefully priests at the very least to live out of. And you're not gonna be able to go into town to do this shit that everyone's doing. And it will primarily be noobs and or casuals / PvPers that will be in those blue towns. That seems to be what Henrik wants.
Yeah, but there's so many PvEers that just like building and making their own little town, and that's what they want to do in the game. And to me, like that's fine. Like I'm not one of those players, but I can understand that playstyle. I mean, there's still people right now like there's a guild in MO1. I think it's like PST's guild, and that's all they do. Like they build shit all day, 24/7. I'm pretty sure that's all they do, and that's what they enjoy in the game. And like that's not me, but I think there's a spot for players like that for sure.
I also think if you want to be one of those players, then you need to go and you need to find someone who can help you out in the wilderness. Because if you're not going to be able to PvP, then you're not going to be able to play this game by yourself and do that shit by yourself. It's not a PvE game. You need to be at least be with people who can protect you and or help you. If that's what you're going to do, you still need to do that at least.
I think there's a lot of PvE guilds in the game right now, and I think they would disagree with what you're saying. Like, I think there's a lot of people who enjoy the PvE. I'm definitely not one of them, but there is people like that. And honestly, if the game's only a PvP game, then it's just going to be dead again. That's what I think. Like, I think you have to try to, make them happy in some aspects.
Well, the game already is a PvP game everywhere, and but I'm saying like you need to be prepared for that. I don't care who you are, you need to be prepared for that. With your PvE or not, I mean, there's plenty of PvE guilds that understand when they leave town, anything can go down. That is the game. You can't just expect to be, I can go wherever I want, do whatever I want freely without any risk. That's not the game.
PvP toggle.
Yeah, that's New World.
Yeah, I mean, they're always at risk, though. No, I mean, they're always at risk, they still have to make it back to their town just like they would have to make it back to a blue town. I mean, they're still taking a risk.
Yeah, but you're saying that those guys could live out of towns with much bigger guilds that could easily be defending those towns.
At least they're siegeable, unlike if they lived in Fab.
I mean,
Meduli.
To be fair, with the fact that banks are untouchable in this game is already pretty, I'm going to say, Care Bear as it is. You literally can never get Stone Aged in this game, ever.
A bank,
you can lose a gear set,
no, but a bank on a node, like a bank on a TC node, it's not like you can take all the loot from it, but if you destroy all the buildings there, like unless they rebuild on that exact node, they lose their entire.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the banks in the towns you can never touch.
Well, yeah, but that's why towns are worse than having a player-run blue town.
No, towns are much better because you can never lose the shit you have there. Why would you keep anything in a player-run town? There's no risk. I would never keep anything valuable in a player-run town ever.
No, I agree with what you're saying. Like, I don't keep all my best shit in a player-run town, but I'm saying like, it's not as safe as a normal town.
You might put a few gear sets and like, okay, they come, they get rid of your gear sets. It's like there's nothing really to be lost at all. There's no risk to it anyways. You've got fucking untouchable banks in this game. It couldn't be easier to fucking gear in this game.
I mean, you need a way for people to spread out. I think that was like Pudson's original point, and TC is the way to do it. Without guards, like, yeah, I mean, it'll still work. It'll just like, I think less people will. Like, be a lot of casual people that join the game that don't really like that. I think. I mean, if it was up to me, I agree with you. If it was up to me, I would say, yeah, sure. Then no guards. I can kill more people. Cool. That's all I do all day.
I'm saying no guards. Like even the lawless towns, the banks, you can't touch someone's bank. It's completely safe.
I think he was talking more so not like for his own play style, but like what's like the best way to keep a larger population happy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, of course, that's what I'm saying.
And I don't think you're ever going to keep a larger population happy because the larger populations don't want full loot PvP games. That's a simple fact. People don't want full loot PvP games because they don't like the aspect that they can lose hours and hours of work. They can't handle that.
Overall, I think
because you have games like Rust that do incredibly well.
Albion, yeah.
Yeah, but not for fucking MMOs. What you got, Albion? I mean, I wouldn't even call it Rust. It's like a weekly wipe server, private servers. Right, it's a massively different thing because Rust is, I hate to say it, so much more skill based than this game will ever be.
Well, I mean, it's different, but actually, Rust is more hardcore because you can get wiped literally.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Seconds. Like
you can be wiped to nothing in Rust. There's no safety except for the outpost, I guess. Yeah,
there's no banks, no safety in the banks.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, I think there's like the niche or that genre of full loot games or whatever is bigger than people let on. I think there are like small things you can do, like having a limited number of guards wouldn't like. If you're a hardcore player, just because you can't run into someone's town freely with absolutely no risk just to kill this new player, like, I don't know how that's going to be fun for you when you just kill the guy over and over again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not offering you any challenge. But if you have to actually raid it and kill a few guards to kill the same guy who's going to give you the same loot, I mean, I think it'll make it more challenging and more interesting for you actually in the long.
And there's no walls anymore. I think having no walls.
I don't see any challenge to NPCs. It's just a time sink. They're not actually hard to kill
because the player
in any way.
would be fighting you with the guards.
That's not going to make a difference. the NPCs and pairing the NPCs in this game is so easy and such a joke that they wouldn't matter. The only thing that would matter would be archers and having to have someone to heal you, because you can't do anything against an archer that can just auto hit you.
Oh, yeah. Hard my headset. Dying.
God damn it, pussy. You're supposed to be prepared, bro.
The headset has its own fucking schedule, man. Alright, so maybe now is a good time to get into it. Do you guys want to talk about I don't even know the story. I don't know how many. There was apparently multiple fights for Top Keep, and I invited these two guys on specifically to talk about the only conflict that I heard of over a keep.
I'm pretty sure we were the only conflict over keeps that day.
We have kind of a unique perspective on the fighting that happened to claim Top Keep, or was there any other keeps for conflict up there in the north anywhere?
No, that was it.
No, it was just Top Keep, yeah.
All right, so whoever wants to go first, like, just give your perspective. Talk about like how many people showed up from your side, the other side that you saw. What strategies you guys used or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, just talk about the fight in general. Whoever wants to go.
Okay. Well, I'll start and say how we went about the start here. Basically, me and a couple other guys of VII had farmed up something like 12k gold within like 4 or 5 days, because we heard Henrik on stream say, "Oh, keeps are going to be 12k," and we only had 5k at the time. And we're like, "Oh shit, that's way more than we ever expected." So we grinded for 4 days and made like 8 fucking k gold. And then we talked to MO1 vets like, "So where the fuck are the keep deeds sold?" And we're like, "Well, it could be Tindrum, Meduli, Fab, or MK." And we're like, "Okay, well, we'll go Fab. I mean, that would be the closest, but we have no idea." People like, could be Tindrum and MK. And then we saw the patch notes, like, "Oh fuck, it's Tindrum and MK, and we've got 12k gold sitting in fucking Fab right now." As soon as the patch drops, we loaded in as fast as we could. People are popping in Fab. We grabbed 12k gold with 3 of us, and we book it to fucking Tindrum, man. It was the sketchiest run of my life. We get there, we buy the fucking the keep deed, and we hear that 15 TC just fucking left Tindrum. Oh boy, here we go, because we already heard rumblings that you guys were going to be contesting over Top Keep. That's why we wanted to do it in the first place. Like, this is some fucking content, boys. We can get some fights in. Let's go. So we fucking booked it with 3 guys all the way over to the Top Keep and dropped that deed as fast as we could. And we had actually scouts on the TC Bear group the whole time that they were riding over. We had a spiritist just following them, and we were counting numbers like, okay, there's like 15 guys. We can take this fight. Because at the time it was like mostly VII and Dread or Carnimata. I think we had maybe 15 guys with like 7-8 mounteds. And then, so we saw about 15 mounteds riding around, and they're like, "Oh wait, they're turning back to cave camp." And then we get the report, "Oh, there's a lot more coming." We're like, "All right, boys, fucking hit that keep quick. We gotta go." We were also a little bit unprepared with our fucking mats too, but I don't think it would have mattered. Because we just didn't have enough people to hammer, because we didn't know that you needed to be in the fucking clan to hit the keep to build it. So we had a fuckload of people just standing around doing nothing, and that was a bit of a struggle. But I think our biggest issue there was one, we didn't realize there was an upkeep again, and that actually ticked us down during the fight, so we didn't even know. And 2, the biggest thing we actually found out later was that you guys could actually damage the keep more than was supposed to be, because we were, again, the next day when the upkeep thing was found out and all the upkeeps got reset, and your guys' keep wasn't upkeep, and we were beaten, or TC's keep wasn't upkeep, and we went over there and started beating on that shit with hammers, like, "Oh shit, boys, come on, now's our chance." We were hitting it for like 60s and 70s with magic hammers. In the middle of that, it gets hotfix, come back in, we're hitting it for 10s. Like, oh well, that's it, boys. But you guys did end up coming to fight after that. But going back to the first day, I mean, we were so vastly outnumbered, but we were very excited for the fight, and I'm looking forward to that. The problem was I don't think enough people were actually ready for the patch to drop then, and we kind of just grouped up a little. All right, boys, this is going to be one hell of an outnumbered fight. And yeah, we definitely got wiped in that first fight. And then after that, like you guys had spiritists and you had way more numbers. You could just immediately re-gear on site. And we were re-gearing out of cave camp with no fucking stables too. So it kind of super fucked us running in with just fucking little foot groups in small skirmishes after the first fight was over. But it was such a fun time.
How many numbers for the first like original fight?
Of our group, I would say 15 to 20 max. Most of I think it was Levia and some SVS. There was 2 Levia and like 2 SVSB guys in the first fight, and then a lot more Levia came after the first fight when they heard there was actual people to fight, and a lot of like small foot groups. 16, Anthony said, yeah, that sounds about right. And I think what you guys had Bear, TC, Team Rocket, Wolfsight, Outsiders. Who else? I saw a lot of fucking tag. Furia. I was like, people I'd never seen before. I was like, who the fuck is
this? Artisans? No, I'm just kidding.
Artisans were there. They were 100%. Were they actually? There. Yes, Artisans were there.
I was memeing.
I was like, Artisans here. What the fuck? They have PvE go? What the fuck?
I mean, they also said Kodo was there, but Kodo, there was like one guy that
there was one guy tagged as Kodo that was seen. That was it. There wasn't like a Kodo group.
Yeah, the main forces was like Furia definitely had, I think like 4, 5. And then Bear, like half of our dudes, actually 80% of our dudes were building our keep at the time. So we had 2 Bear in that fight, me and one of the other officers. TC had a lot of people though. TC had at least.
I think TC was the primary bulk of the force.
Yeah, TC was definitely the bulk of the force. I mean, they had at least in that first fight 15, something like that. Because, I think the first fight was probably the closest as far as numbers go. Because we kept getting reinforcements, there was people logging on, people done patching, and then they had once they wiped, the first time, we're getting more people, and then they're doing like shitty regears. It's like it's a losing battle. Like
it's an uphill battle from there.
Exactly. Yeah, it's an uphill battle from there. So pretty much after that first fight, they had like no chance. I felt like because we just kept getting more numbers.
Yeah, we pretty much knew that, and we were just like, okay, well, we're just gonna keep throwing ourselves at them because you know what, they have to. If they're gonna sit there and break the keep, that like they have to stay there. It just gives us a place to go and fight. So it was good. It was good fun. I mean, we definitely got wiped every time, but I was having a blast.
Yeah, it was fun for sure. Definitely.
How many mounted did you guys have from on your side, Bear? Do you think?
Well, I'm on my mounted obese mage. I'm probably the only pure mounted in all of Bear. TC and Furia or whatever, like I don't know how many they had, but a lot of the horses died on that first fight. I mean, on that first fight, it was like we all came in on horses, and then Steiner basically was like, "All right, everyone dismount because horses are dying left and right. We're on like fucking shit. They were on like shit horses or whatever." So yeah, I don't know how many actual mounts they have, but I mean,
that's something to say that like. And this happened on both sides, but the fucking double armor, man, was such a pain in my head, or fucking pain in my ass. Because like, after we lost all of our mounts, we're over there, we're trying to hit like Murder Inc.
That's
hitting hitting your fucking horse for zeros the entire fight, dude.
So yeah, I had what's it called? That was the first time I ever wore double armor, but I had double steel on, so they were literally hitting me for zeros.
It was broken thing I've ever frustrating and most frustrating thing in the world, dude.
The most broken shit I've ever done in this game, bro. It was so stupid because like I was just gonna use steel like a 1 set, and then somebody in my guild was like, "Bro, I have a pre-patch steel," and I was like, I was carrying all the gold for our keep. I was like, "Well, I guess I'm fucking putting that shit on today." But like free horses was running around the same fight with double horse armor. Like, I don't feel bad.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Everyone was fucking doing it, and I just don't like that it's still in the game. Is all I'm saying. I don't think anyone's excuse for it because definitely both sides were running fucking double horse armor.
Hendrick needs to fix it. Like it's so stupid to allow it in their game. Why? Like, it's just lazy at this point.
It really is. I'm so over that. There's a lot of priorities and things in this game I'm so disappointed with, and that's a whole other thing.
But I mean, like, would you say Aesorn that his like depiction of the fight was pretty much on point? From what your perspective?
Yeah,
numbers
absolutely. I mean, I want to hear like, more of like the reason for going for top, because there's people in your guild, DoomRider, not to mention names, T-Zone, that says like basically like, oh, it was like a bait keep or whatever. It's like, how is it a bait keep? Because the thing is like, why would TC, the Talus Confederation, go for GK or anything else? Like obviously they want top keep. Like there's no bait. Like you're not baiting us to go for top when you're building in GK. Like there was no interest in GK. So how is it a bait keep? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's more the point that we literally didn't care if we got the keep. We wanted it for content because we, like you said, we had GK. Who gives a fuck? Well, there's no real point to keeps in this fucking game, anyways. It's literally just it was a point of contention for content.
Yeah, that's
I think he's
fair.
saying
but
baiting
like,
for content, I think, more than
anything. Okay, I mean that's fair. If you're, I mean that's fine. But also like saying like it was 15 versus 60, like maybe at the very end, like I don't know. There's just a lot of dumb shit that gets said during fights. Like we definitely had more numbers. There's no question about it, right? But it gets like overblown by a lot. You know what I mean? Like
I think all sides do it. There's probably some stuff on your guy's side that was said that probably didn't actually happen. I think that's just how fights go. There's always like some level of trash talk, and then just escalates into like not exactly lies, but just like exaggerations or whatever.
there absolutely is on both sides. Like I'm not saying
Yeah.
I'm not saying we don't do that at all, but it's just like annoying to be like, oh yeah, it was 15 versus 60. The whole entire server was fighting us. It's like, I mean,
well, I mean, we
at the
were
end, it might have felt like
definitely
that,
you guys were definitely double our numbers. There was no doubt in that.
by the very end, after like 5 wipes and we kept getting more reinforcements, I said that myself. Like we had bunch of people coming. The first fight though wasn't like 15 versus 60. The first fight was like we probably had most 10 more people than them.
Yeah, we counted close to 30 on the scouts on the first fight.
Yeah, but like if you scouted us at cave camp, like 8 bears stayed back and built cave. I was
we were watching you the whole way over. Like the guy was running along with you.
Yeah, I gotta watch the video, but yeah, it was like probably like a 20 versus 30, something like around those numbers. In the first fight, and they killed quite a few.
We had 15 to 16. Antheus actually did a count before we went in because we wanted to get a count of what we had.
Yeah, were you guys all in the same comms for both sides?
We were, yes.
Yeah, we were on the same comms.
Yeah, you can't fight like that without being in the same comms. It's just not possible.
Yeah, it's not possible.
So I'm curious, Aesorn.
Yeah.
And you don't have to answer if you don't want, but if they had equal numbers, or even maybe like 5 to 10 more guys than your side did, like, and you scouted it, and you're like, oh fuck, like they're even or maybe more, would you have pulled more bear, or would you have kept building the keep and just kind of?
It's hard to say at this moment, right? It's like I don't really know. In that situation, there was a lot of chaos going on. Like we didn't even know that there was that many people there. Like our original scout was like, oh, there's like fucking like there's a couple of people there because I guess they went up and rode away or something.
There was 2 guys that came up and just got insta killed by us.
Yeah, I guess that's what happened. But they were like, yeah, there's like 5 of them, and we're like, okay, like what the fuck are they doing? So at the time, it's hard to say. I mean, I wish it was like I wish it would have been like an equal, more equal battle for sure. Those are more fun.
Mean, we were expecting to be outnumbered. We've always been expecting to be outnumbered. We honestly, there was talk basically said even if we won the first fight, we were expecting like fucking Kodo or Legion to show up to back up and just wipe us out. We're fucking hated by everyone.
Oh, you know what?
I mean, I was just gonna say that's the problem though. When everyone hates you, like I mean, you can't even publicly recruit. Like you have to expect that, right? If like you're so hated by everyone.
I mean, we don't publicly recruit. We don't want to publicly recruit. It's
yeah, I know, but your whole alliance doesn't publicly recruit. And if you did, you'd probably have like 5 spies apply per day.
Well, Levia does.
I'm 100% sure there's spies within. Like,
I just saw their guild recruitment.
I don't think anyone would care about it though.
Okay, well they do like the Institute of Levia thing though, right? So like
they did that during the stress test just to train noobs, and they haven't done anything like that since.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. Basically, I'm pretty sure we caught a 7 spy the other day in our guild, actually. Because what happened was we had a guy named Bohemian join.
He was not a spy, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, if he's not a spy, that's fine. But basically, he stole a bunch of Kark when we killed Klothos. And, like, he tried to deny it and was like, bro, it's on video, And then the day, like hours later, he joined 7. It's like, oh well, 7 doesn't publicly recruit, so that's kind of strange. He just gets, join 7. They don't publicly recruit. You just admitted you don't publicly recruit,
No,
so it's a little odd. He would just join.
He talked to 7.
Okay, that's
Like,
fine.
we
But then
don't actively like
I
say,
messaged,
hey, come everyone, come join us. We're like this and this.
yeah, that's fair. But I messaged Free Horses, and like we even confirmed, like we don't think he was a 7 spy, because we messaged Valhalla, which is like his previous guild, and they were like, yeah, he left like a day ago. I was like, okay, we confirmed like he left Valhalla, so he's he's not in 7. But then I messaged
he
Free
told
Horses.
us.
Hold on. And then I
Go ahead.
messaged Free Horses, and then I just said, I explained everything to Free Horses that happened. I was like, there was no drama or anything, but this guy was in a Klothos run. He lied about stealing all the carcass. He got caught on video, and Free Horses was like, oh yeah, I'll send it to whoever needs to know. Thank you for telling me. And then it's like, I see a video of you guys wiping in Klothos and Bohemian's there. It's like, so either he's either a 7 spy, or you guys just don't care if scumbags are in your guild. It's one of the two. So which one is it?
I'm not going to take anything you say on your word, obviously. First of all,
yeah, it's fine.
He did tell us everything, the whole situation when he got in, why he left Valhalla, why he left you guys, the whole thing.
He didn't leave. He got kicked.
Kicked or whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah. The reason he's not with you anymore doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
And that's all the information I got. I don't see it. I haven't seen any. I asked actually Free Horses to ask you for a video, because I would love to see this evidence, because I don't take people on their words in this fucking game.
Yeah, and we told Free Horses we have a video, so whenever you guys want to see it, just message me.
Happily, you can send it to me. Otherwise, I mean, the guy's been very chill, very nice, and I'm not gonna just fucking oust him from some other randoms telling me to fucking, oh, he's a scumbag. I could give a shit, dude, because I'm already hated by everyone. What the fuck do I care?
I'm a little curious, Aesorn. I mean, if you guys are clearly already at war, you're probably gonna be at war at launch, sieging, etc.
For sure.
Why even message Free? If you thought he was a spy, like what were you?
No, we didn't think he was a spy. The only reason I'm saying at this point he could possibly be a spy is because after telling Free Horses all this information, and then being like, okay, we'll send it to the higher ups, and then he's still in the guild. It's like, well, either he's a spy or they just don't care that people are scumbags. It's one of the two. So,
well, I mean, what were you hoping to gain by talking to him about?
Well, I like Free Horse. I don't hate 7 or anything. Like,
so you're kind of giving him like a heads up sort of thing.
Yeah, I just messaged him friendly. Like, he can show you the message. It was totally.
Let me put it this way: I've seen plenty of bullshit and fucking propaganda come from many clans in this game. I never take a fucking word at face value. From
no one has to take anything from face value. Like, they could have just. I said there was a video. He never asked for a video. If they want the video, we'll hand it over.
I'll watch it, but to be honest, I honestly don't even give a fuck either, because it's a beta.
That's what I'm getting. I mean, that's the point I'm getting at, though. It's like, okay, if you don't give a fuck, some kid's a scumbag, then that's okay. That's your guild, then.
Dude, I don't. It could have been any reason. Like, maybe you made a mistake. I don't crucify people for looting some fucking Klothos queen carcass in a fucking beta. No,
that's totally fine, dude. That's totally fine. You can run your guild however you want.
It's a game. Like, that's way too fucking serious to be getting pissed about, man.
I think
we weren't even pissed. Like, we weren't pissed at all. We literally told him, like, there's no drama.
It seriously seems like you're pissed because you're over here bringing it up, trying to act one, saying that we allow scumbags, so it's some kind of propaganda bullshit. 2, you're literally just said, oh well, we kicked him, and then I'm contacting Free Horses because you obviously don't like this fucking guy apparently, and you want to oust him or blacklist him from every other guild.
When we kicked him,
that's fucking weird, man. That's way too serious for a video game.
Bro, when we kicked him, we were like, there's no drama, bro. Like, we don't even care why you stole it or whatever. I even told Free Horses all this. I said there was no drama. That we're not pissed at him at all. I told this to Free Horses. I said we kicked him, blah blah. It's on video, and that's all I said to Free Horses. So, like, we don't care, but, like, if you guys don't care that...
If you don't care, why are you messaging him in the first place, dude?
I was just letting him know, just like Putson said. Like, I'm literally just telling him just to make sure that he knew. That's the same
excuse I get from every other girl. I was just letting you know this guy's a scumbag. I hear that shit all the time.
I didn't even say that to him. I wasn't even calling him a scumbag. We don't know.
You just called him a scumbag not even 2 minutes ago. You said, oh, they let scumbag. What do you fucking mean, bro?
No, like, listen, we don't know the exact reason, okay, that he took the carcass. But, like, you have to assume, like, it was some...
I got a question for you. If you knew he took the carcass, why didn't you kill him on the spot?
No, because we didn't know until we saw the video. That's what I'm trying to explain.
And what did you see in the video that would prove it?
Okay, so our guy's sitting down, looking at the carcass, and you watch him loot, like, the animation to loot the carcass, and all of it disappears. Okay?
Wait, do you have the video so we can just watch
Yeah,
it?
can we watch this on stream, bro? I want to see it.
Paxton, the guy who makes all of our videos, he's the one who has it.
You don't have a link or anything in your Discord?
Nah, he live streamed it to all of us. Like he had to upload it, but we 100% would definitely show the video to anyone who wants it.
Please send it to me. I'm very curious to see this.
I mean, it says you're not gonna kick him anyway, so I mean, yeah, but I'll do it. I just think like, okay, like, you know,
he's done nothing to me
whatever the intention was, like, if you want somebody in your guild who would just randomly like steal a bunch of loot from you, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, I warned Free Horses just to make sure, in case you guys didn't want somebody like that in your guild. That's totally fair. But if you do, I don't give a fuck.
I think what DoomRider was saying before, though, is he's just not going to take you at your word on either side of the spectrum. So you could have kicked this guy for being like the nicest fucking guy in the world, but they're gonna bring him in, they're gonna try him out, and they're gonna get their own perspective on him. And how, you know what I mean? So whether he was the nicest guy in the world or the scummiest guy, they're still gonna take him just to get their own perspective. I think is what he was.
That's absolutely fair. There's nothing else. Yeah, totally fair, dude. Like, I just think it's, you know, if someone steals loot, it's like, okay, well, he might steal loot from you. I don't care. It's your guild. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, it's whatever.
I look at it this way: there's nothing in this game of value, to be honest, right now. That even gets upset about losing.
Yeah, but like, you know, it's just like the only reason we kicked them is like, it's like, oh, okay, well, if somebody's gonna do that and when there is no value, like what happens when there is value, you know? So of course you auto kicked.
I met my girlfriend last Oasis. That's all I'm gonna say. I live with her. Okay, there's value in video games. It's funny. I boarded her ship. We were about to kill her, and I started RPing. I'm like, "Oi, mateys, where's the loot?" Just, you know, doing my little gay RP voice, and then she ended up joining our clan, and you know, we started talking or whatever, and we started dating, and eventually I moved states, and moved in with her. So it can happen, boy.
Yeah, there's value. Real value.
Real value, boys.
Like those World of Warcraft like marriages, dude. It's real.
Yeah, I never actually really think about it like that, but it's kind of like weird how that happened. Actually, I never think about it too much though. But yeah. How do we? I can't even remember. How did we get to the Bohemian guy? How did that come up? What were we talking about before?
Talking about, you said it was potential 7 spy.
How did that come up? What were we talking about before that?
Just to be clear, I don't think someone gives 2 shits about having spies. I don't. We were talking about fucking. What were we talking about that we got into spies? I don't remember now.
What were we talking about? Because you were scouting them for the keep. Is that how?
Oh, are you saying how did you get your information?
It was something probably like that. Yeah, I don't remember. There was some kind of segue. Don't worry, I didn't just like bring it up there.
Yeah, I was just curious because I forgot because we went real deep into that.
Yeah, no.
I forgot what happened before.
Next time I just won't try to be nice. That's what I was trying to be nice to them, but you know,
yeah, Aesorn's a real nice guy, man. I just watched his face, dude. Oh, that's priceless. Someone clip that shit, please. Clip it. Oh my god, that was great.
No, well, actually, let's talk about that though. That's an interesting point, though. What would be like the biggest benefit of spies in this game? Do you think? Considering there's like you can't like be incited as it stands now. What would
I think
be the point of even having spies at the moment?
I think it's information more so than materials. Like if let's say they're moving the keep deed or you know the guildstone in the future, if your guild could be destroyed, stuff like that. Like information is key, and then also information on like you know maybe new alliances forming or potential ones forming or old ones breaking up, stuff like that.
Numbers and shit too.
Yeah. I think information beats all other things, to be honest.
Information is definitely, or knowledge is power, as they say. But yeah, like if you're planting spies in fucking beta, man, I guess if you really want to play a long con, that's such a weird thing to do, and you got to spend a fucking time playing with people. Like,
no, 100%. And like, listen, when I messaged Free Horses, I literally said to him, "We don't think he's a 7 spy." It was just like once
I'm not talking about you in general. Yeah. I'm talking about just being a spy in general in this game. I can see a lot of value to it in other games. I just don't see it in this game.
That Dark Blood Coven, isn't that like a spy guild? Like that's all they do.
So I hear there was some falling out with the Bhakti guilds over that.
Yeah, they're living in
sure.
Morin now. They're not having a great time. I can tell you that much. My newest video kind of illustrates. Although Darkblood Coven's on it, I like only see the one guild leader guy. I don't even know if they have any members. I don't really understand it. I don't know how it works, and I really don't care. But I don't know.
The way I should put this, like, even if you have spies, it's so easy to just have decent OPSEC that it wouldn't become an issue anyways. It's really.
I used to spy like once or twice in Rust, and let me tell you, that shit's like, it fucks with your mind, especially when you get spied on too, because like you're playing with someone in comms, you're like doing all this stuff, you're having laughs together, you're enjoying the game together, you know, whatever, and then all of a sudden like this guy just turns around, it's like, haha, you're a fucking idiot, like I didn't care this whole time, and just like backstabs you and like steals your whole base. It's just like after spending like weeks and weeks with this person, it's just like, what the fuck?
Have you guys heard of like Have you guys heard of like the Eve spies that like go like it's like 3 years? You know, they work up
like the long con, the
longest con ever. But like that shit's crazy. You know, like it'll never be like that in Mortal because there's no like real value. You know, like but I think shit like that's like interesting. Like those stories are really cool to me.
I think they're.
I think in games like that, it's incredibly interesting. But I just don't think you're ever going to see shit like that in this game.
No, you'll never see anything like that.
I think the most you'll see is people being disgruntled and like doing shit on the way out the door.
Yeah.
Doing shit out the door. Give me that fucking 200 gold, man.
Give me that club arc. The kid asked for the egg too. He was crazy.
Oh, did Oddball tell you, Aesorn? I took his egg the other day.
What?
The Spider Queen egg.
Oh, you killed him for it?
Yeah, it was. It was the weirdest shit because we saw someone called out like, "Oh, 2 bear going down scaffold." So I'm like, "All right, let's get the boys together." You know, we're already kind of looking for PvP anyways, and we're following him, and he goes across the bridge down below Graveyard, and he cuts right, and I'm like, "Okay, why the fuck would he cut right?" Because we thought they were going to Toxai, like we didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So they go right. We go check the bandit camp because we thought they might be going to bandit camp because like what the fuck is right. And I go up to Bandcamp, I'm like, I don't see them unless they're going down south. Like, why the fuck would they be going south out the backdrop of MK? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, he has to be going to Red Priest. But at this point, we're so far behind. Like, if they had desert horses, like, there was no shot we were catching them, right? From, like, stand management. Anyways, it was, like, the longest fucking chase on, like, the MK West Road, but on, like, the Red Priest side of the river. And, like, eventually we ended up, like, killing him. It took forever. It was Oddball and some other... It was like a sword MC. I don't know.
Yeah, Hanzo. Yeah, I was on comms with them during that. I was way too far to help or anything, but I didn't know he had an egg on him. He left that part out, I guess. You know.
Wait, was this the Niter Queen egg or a Klothos egg?
No, I think it was a Niter Queen egg.
Okay. That Klothos egg, that's some real value right there.
No, why would it be an MK? No, I think they were trying to get their like old loot out or something.
Yeah, they probably had their old bank on them trying to get it out. I think that's what they were doing. Yeah.
But anyways, it was funny because like our comms were we're like, did they go fucking down Red Priest? I'm so confused. So like I started running down Red Priest 3-speed on my desert horse, and as soon as I saw them, I was like, the only fucking reason they would be going on this route and not just going on West Route, they have some valuable shit on them. I'm like, boys, let's go! Like everyone, go! Like it just turned into this like high speed chase because as soon as I saw them on that road, I confirmed it. I was like, they gotta have something valuable on them. Like there's no shot.
Yeah, I think they had steppes. I think you had a desert or something. I don't know what they had, but you caught them.
They probably did because like I said, we were so far behind them. Like we didn't even know they went Red Priest. We went to the bandits, and then we had to come back and then catch up. So they probably did have steppies. I don't remember, but yeah. Like I actually caught up to Oddball first because he was the one in the back, and I had already gotten off my horse to run to manage the stam even more, and he was doing the same thing, and that's when I caught up to him. He wasn't even mounted, so yeah, it was a fucking chase, man. Like cops and robbers.
Yeah, we might take a roam to MK. Like we've been bored lately. Like Fab's pretty shitty PvP, and then like every time we're in cave camp, it's like we're a bunch of footies, and there's like 6 dread mountains, and it's like boring. It's like it's a stalemate. It's like we hold the town, and they like poke us from the outside, and it's like goes on for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I heard about that the other day. There's like, oh, there's 10 foot bears in cave camp. It's like, yeah, I'm doing some other shit.
Yeah, it was like it's the worst fight you could ever imagine. There's basically no fight. It's like 6 mountains versus 10 footies holding a town. It's like they just run away when they get low, and then we just run away when we get low.
Fucking mounted combat.
It's pretty easy to defend Cave Camp though as a foot group, right? Like you can hide pretty well from a mounted group.
The best thing to do, like what we did, was just you go hold the fucking cave entrance, dude.
Yeah, you can if you need to.
Choke point
Against mountains though, like they can't really do anything. Putzins, you know.
Yeah, you can like run in the bank. There's buildings. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's just a stalemate though. It's like we can kill.
Yeah,
like,
you can't push out. They can't come in really. I mean, they come in for like a few seconds and they get like their mount like insta drop to like really low. They have to leave.
Yeah, it's the dumbest fights ever, bro. Like honestly,
the problem is that the mounted can leave, heal up in like 10 seconds, be back in to harass you before you can go or do anything. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
crazy, man.
I mean, it's kind of balanced in that way though, because if like the mounted gets overconfident, he gets caught out in the middle of town and gets his mount dropped, and he's fucked. Like he's surrounded by 10 footies. You know what I mean? Where the other mounted are probably just gonna dip.
A lot of double horse armor right now, so it's not as easy as it sounds.
You know what's funny? I haven't felt the sting of the double horse armor because I'm always playing Fat Mage, so I don't even fucking know.
You don't even know, bro. You don't even know.
Dude, it was like I felt completely unkillable. It was like the dumbest thing I've ever experienced in the game.
I saw you on the walls when we fought at your keep on the walls, and you fucking flame strike me for like 140 damage twice. Or sorry, over 2 flame strikes. But I was like, I saw you. And I was like, well, I'm dead.
Is that when you jumped off the wall?
You tried to jump off the wall.
He like died midair, dude. It was so funny.
Like, well, fuck me. I guess I'm dead then. There's nothing I can do.
I can literally just stand like in their group, and like they can't do anything. It's disgusting.
I have. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta show you. Oh shit! I'm gonna end up revealing all of our memes, but it's fine. Let me go to my Discord real quick. Someone posted this meme. If you guys are on the stream, it's 2 dogs tug of warring. The left dog is acolytes. The right dog is enemy guild. And then the dog humping the enemy guild, it says Putzin on his Fat Mage. Because I'm always in people's backline, and I'm having conversations with them while I'm casting on their group.
I'm watching your videos, and you're like just standing in the backline. I'm like, dude, guys, turn around! What the fuck? He's like walking among you. What are you doing?
Like,
how can you fight so blind?
Unless you're fighting like a good MA, you could just be so confident as a Fat Mage because you just know you can run away and heal like at any time.
Honestly, the strongest I feel as a Fat Mage is like if you don't have a lot of pressure from the other mounteds and you can just like go into their backline when they're trying to heal and they're at like under half, you literally just can one tap kids before they get heals and shit. It's crazy. Like it's super strong.
Yeah, I mean, that cast time is extremely difficult. And
well, I mean, you're pre-casting it, right? And then you're looking for somebody in their backline who's low.
Yeah.
I mean, what I would like to see, I would like to see you not be able to heal your mount while riding it, similar to veterinary, personally, because it means you would have to disengage far enough that you're safe to dismount and heal. Meaning you can't just circle the fight close by, heal up, and run back in.
I mean, that's how MO1 was, and I would agree at that point, though, we need Earthquake back. Like, we need...
I think we all agree that fucking dismount needs to be in already, and it's ridiculous that it's still not, and we're talking about fishing and not core mechanics of the game.
Yeah, I agree. Or you could just make veterinary be usable on a mount.
No, we don't need that. Don't make it worse than it already is. I'm fine. Like I've been using veterinary because I'm running like an MA/footy right now, and yeah, it's not something you could use reliably in like combat. You'd have to basically just disengage, leave the fight, and then go heal your horse. You couldn't use it to get off, heal your horse, go back in. It just doesn't heal enough to be worth it.
I think though in MO1, the reason you couldn't heal, I don't think it was a gameplay decision. The only reason I say that is because you couldn't. It was like a technical limitation. It felt like because you would get on your horse, it would do this weird like thing, like, and you couldn't feed your horse while you were on it. You couldn't like interact with it at all. If you open your pet menu, it was like it wasn't there when you were on it. So to me, it felt like almost like a technical limitation for why you couldn't do it. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I do agree with you though. Like I'd as a Fat Mage. I mean, I play Footy Mage too. I like my Footy Mage way more. Fat Mage is just like fun to fuck around on.
I think in team fights, Fat Mages are probably the most crucial fucking role you can have because there's just so much they can be doing. But yeah, in small and small engagements, I think the foot mage is so much more fun to play.
Yeah, it is way more fun because Fat Mage is really slow. Like the cast times are double.
The cast times are slow. Your DPS is way lower. You just have big nukes, but
yeah, you have like big numbers and it's fun in that way. That's why I think it's fun. It's like, oh, dude, hitting fucking someone for 84.
Yeah,
come on.
watching free horses cast a foam and then a mental projectile combo and do 140 damage in less than like 6 seconds is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's really fun.
Yeah, I think fat mages are really good for like nuking horses, taking out the
100%. Yeah,
because you can foam someone's horse. They have no idea that there's even a foam on their horse, and you
yep,
combo it with like a thunderlash, whatever.
I do find that weird that like you have the health bar for your horse, but you can't see debuffs or buffs on your horse.
Yeah, that's
I don't even know when it's fucking fulminated. I have to like guess.
Exactly. I mean, you can't see when it's corrupted until you heal it. You can't see anything.
Yeah.
I should be able to know when my white bear is foamed.
Fuck your white bear.
I do think
I just saw someone yeah, real quick, and then you can go. I just saw someone from Angry Unicorn. They Carnimata. They were dragging their white bear into the West Road. Like they were right outside the gate, and Carnimata killed their white bear, elder white bear. And I'm like, damn, this man just dragged his white bear on foot from wherever the fuck all the way to MK, all the way out on that down on the road, and it died right at the
node
gate.
lines?
Yeah, that shit hurt that man.
How many times did he have to relog that across the node lines?
Yeah, he was hurting. And then that guy was also using double horse armor because we tried to chase him and kill the Carnimata guy, but just lived because of horse armor. So, but anyways, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm probably not opposed to getting rid of healing on a horse, but I think if you do it, you go back to like MO1 rock paper scissors, where it's like MA beats MM beats MC, like that kind of like that's what the standard was in MO1. Because if you're a fat mage, you're getting hit by an archer and you can't heal your horse, and then it's like, okay, well, he's a huge advantage in that fight. And then it's like that's how it was in MO1. It was just like the rock paper scissors for mounted combat, at least in a 1v1.
Weirdly enough, I like Sneeze's take on fat mages. I wish they would add like mounted mage skill to like be able to cast while mounted.
I agree.
100% agree with that.
I think that would eliminate a lot of builds too, like the tribrid.
The tribrids and the crazy hybrids with super armor and shit. It's just, you get so much value out of that because you're getting max speed in the game with the horse plus the max attributes. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think even sometimes I play it on my mounted mage on my dex mage if I'm roaming or whatever and run into a group, but I actually would prefer that to what we have now. Because I like making classes more pure in what they do. I don't really like hybrids in general usually, like in most games. But so I like moving more directions to like separating, okay, this is a mage, this is a fighter, this is an art, whatever. So I would
having a specified role.
Yeah.
I don't think Henrik likes that idea.
Yeah, but someone trying to be everything is stupid.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, that's why we have one character slot. Is like because they don't want you to be everything. So then why do they allow these certain builds? Like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think like if you have mounted archery and mounted combat as a primary, why don't you have mounted magic?
Oh, 100% agree. 100% agree.
We are going to wrap up here in 14 minutes, boys. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? Like any topics that we talked about? About the game?
I just want to say everyone else missed out on some hella fun fights because y'all just rushed to build keeps and did fuck all else, man.
Yeah, that's true. Like Kodo got like what 3 keeps up or something. Like what the fuck? They're slamming their heads into a wall, bro. We're out here fucking fighting.
And the other thing was like there was literally still keep spots open the next day. It wasn't even like you needed to rush for them.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to say because you just reminded me, you brought it back up. DoomRider, because you were saying like even if you had wiped their group, that like Kodo Legion would have showed up. It's funny because I talked to Omerta. Actually, I already told you, DoomRider. I think I told you this already. But I talked to Omerta and like they had when they were building their keep, they built a northern step, and I don't think a lot of people even know that, but they built a northern step which is near MK, below Minotaur's area, and they said like a Legion guy like ran up when they were building their keep. And then he just like left him alone. They asked him like, "Oh, what's up?" And he was like, "Oh no, just making sure you're not some rat group." Like he was scouting for VII, like all these other groups. So
yeah,
they actually would have come and like attacked them if.
Oh, 100%. We were expecting just as much. We were expecting people try to come up to take the GK keep. Like, oh, this is gonna be so much fun. But everyone was like, "Oh, only fucking TC Bear and them guys came." I mean, it was a fucking lot, and we definitely could never want it, but
yeah. I mean, like, I would never live in GK because of like just how far away it is from everything. But back in the day when we were in the Alliance and stuff, playing in GK and getting those big fights, those were pretty fun. I like
Really
the
fun.
GK like parkour and stuff, like how the city's designed. I wish
fighting
there
around
was
the
like
city
taller
is so
buildings.
much fun, man. It's so much fun.
I wish the buildings were more connected and maybe like taller and stuff too, but like yeah, it is pretty fun. I wish it was less water fights and more building fights.
Well, that's the problem with that. That's why I liked the best fights I liked when we were living in GK was like, you know, when huge enemy groups would come and we'd clash with them, like either outside of the town, like the Legion fights, or like, you know, right at the entrance, like by stables, you know, we'd big forces like clashing into each other. I think that was really fun.
Those were fun, a lot of fun, yeah. And then you would get like big fights up above the top bank area, like on that cliff edge, where that little watchtower is or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
those were fun. But when it went to water, it was just like it was literally chaos, and people didn't know if they could swim or not sometimes.
Hey, don't come to GK without swimming, baby. You ain't gonna do well. Legion learned that the hard way with a few of their guys.
Can I float, guys? Can I float? I have 30 swimming. Can I chase? Like, I don't know, dude. I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, maybe like a month ago, we took a visit up there. We stayed there for maybe 3 days, like bear group, and we were fighting Legion a lot because they were like kind of just running around the town the whole time. And like as soon as like we saw that all of our survival, we knew to take it before we went to GK. Like there's just like 10 of us jump in the water, and they're like, what the fuck? Bears don't swim. I was like, yeah, they do. Actually, bears are sick at swimming.
Yeah, bears
Fun
are
fact,
really
by
good.
the way.
Polar bears, dude. Oof, they're like the best, dude.
Yeah.
They literally, I just watched, I watch a lot of animal videos. I'm sorry, I'm a loser. I watched a polar bear video of a polar bear killing a beluga whale, like an actual whale. Like, yeah, it fucking killed it in the water. Like, they're very fast swimmers. Like,
can't they hold their breath for like a really long time too?
Yeah, polar bears are like the best bears. Like, or I'm sorry, best swimmers of bears by far. But yeah, they can hold their breath for a while and shit, and they swim fast, and they can go very far distances swimming and stuff like that. Like miles and shit.
That's just another good point. Where's our fucking water combat, Henrik? What the fuck? Where is it?
Yeah, we need stabbing and water.
Why are we talking about fishing when we don't have core mechanics?
I'm a mage and like I'm OP in the water, but it's dumb. Like you need balance in this game. Like a footy just stands there and just gets dicked on by a mage in the water. Can't do anything about it.
Would you guys agree that like hopefully they do it in the MK patch, but I doubt it because I haven't heard shit. But would you guys agree that like MK or Toxai should have like its own like little noob dungeon for like that side of the world?
You mean like a sewers kind of thing?
Yeah, like reduced like scoundrels.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Or shittier bandits, basically, sort of thing.
Of course.
Well, I would hope that's what they're going to be doing with this MK expansion. I mean, that's basically what they did with the Tindrum expansion, right?
Dude,
they just added the gardens and the sewers.
Well, they added arena district, gardens, and sewers.
Yeah, which arena and the garden are just fucking pretty.
Well, for now,
that lowers your frames to 10.
Well, for now, but they have systems in place that they're going to do for it or whatever.
I hope so.
I think you guys need like the bridge where like all the you go over the bridge in MK. What is it? The extractors are over there.
Yeah, the pressure grinder.
Yeah, I think past that you need to make like something down the mountain, like through the mountain down into the steppe, like another exit for MK. Because when we lived there, it just felt like so shitty having to go all the way down that fucking path.
I mean,
that's like one funnel into MK.
That's exactly the same reason like we put our gold in Fab. Was like, there's no fucking way we're gonna run a keep deep down the fucking west road at MK.
Yeah,
no fucking way.
It's really dumb.
There's some very well positioned rocks on that road too for like ganking too. It's pretty funny.
I would like to see like a north pass to go up to like GK from MK.
You know what? I'm kind of conflicted on that. Like, obviously that would be dope. At the same time, like, it would just make it like so every fucking red guild like elitist would just live in MK at that point. Like, why wouldn't you live in it? If there was like a straight shot north, like out of MK, and you'd have to go all the way around, like, I don't know, it would probably make the town like too OP in a way.
I mean, but look at like Meduli. Meduli can go straight down the jungle and get all the benefits of that being right there. What's the difference?
Well, you can with the MK too. There's a straight
shot. Oh, you got to go way fucking no, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like the benefits of the jungle, right, compared to the benefits of GK. And you've got Meduli, you can just go south right to the jungle right there. What's the difference to having MK have that same option?
I mean, like I said, I'm conflicted. Like, I see the benefits and the what I would consider the cons, but I mean, if they did it, whatever, it happens. I wouldn't complain. I'd be like, okay, now we can access the north. Cool. It just scares me. That's all.
You afraid of those big bad GK people?
Yeah, I don't want my noobs getting grief, man. The graveyard is so brutal in MK. It's all the way down scaffolding. There's like one guard on this top of the scaffolding. That's it. So it's just like the MK graveyard is just such a bait, dude.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
In my 2K hours, I've been in MK twice. I fucking hate that city. I will never go there if I don't have to.
I like MK because it's so unique. You know what I mean? Like the architecture and stuff.
It's just so big with so little in it that I could give a fuck.
Yeah, like a lot of the houses are empty as fuck. Like a lot of them.
We lived there for months, and it was like, I hated I did not like it. But yeah, weren't you gonna live in Fab, Hudson?
Yeah.
What made you change that?
The keeps, really.
Okay.
What was the final factor? I mean, I don't know. Now when I go to Fab, I get like claustrophobic. Just like MK and Fab are just so vastly different, like in the scenery and like the landscape. Like Fab, when I go there, I can't see fucking anything because there's all those little fucking trees everywhere and shit. I like MK being like wide open steps, and then you go the other side on like towards Toxide. It's like, you know, it's like kind of like a footy area. So you kind of have both. And Fab, you're pretty much just like footy, like only really. Like, I mean, you can play mana there, sure, but like you can't really see at a distance, and it's kind of harder to navigate and shit like that. So I don't know. And then, but it was mostly the keeps because we realized, like, okay, well, if Kodo's claiming this, we're not going to test Kodo at launch or like some fucking keep when they have like 300 fucking Zerglings running around. And then the other side of it, like Bear is taking that one. And then what's our option? Okay, we got Cran Keep. Now we have to go past Cran and all these little like Cran warriors every time we want to go to our keep to Fab. Because we were expecting like a Fabrinum keep, or at least like a Hespelia keep, you know, like something up north, and there just wasn't, and it was just like, okay, well, fuck. And then like we looked at the MK area, and like literally, I talked to a few guilds before we moved, and like no one claimed Northern Steppe, no one claimed fucking Central Steppe, and then no one claimed NK keep, and we're like, okay, you know, now we have 3 options instead of 1, you know, so it just made sense if we're gonna actually try to go for a keep to give ourselves a little bit like of a plan B or plan C option.
Let me ask you this question. Like, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Like, do you actually intend to go for a keep at release?
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone in our alliance has any intention of going for any kind of keep or thing like that. They just don't see a point to it.
Well, you guys went for 2.
Well, yeah, because it's fucking beta. Then what else are you gonna do? Who gives a shit?
No, we want to build like a player city, like a public one and like a private guild one. So that's kind of like, we are a PvP guild, but we do want to do like build a player city. Like I have a very deep interest of like, building outposts and stuff with strongholds.
I mean, it's only put it like we don't have any care about claiming a keep. In fact, there was talk of like just letting people come take the keeps because we were hoping that people would live near their keeps so we could get more fights. But they clearly have no value to live near right now, so that didn't really matter then.
I mean, somebody in your alliance is going to take GK keep, though. Otherwise, it's like
highly unlikely. I don't think anyone cares.
The thing is like we could end up with like a special keep vendor that has like special goods that sell. So it's beneficial to have like a friend or an ally in a keep.
Yeah. So what the Demo 1 benefit was just that you could get siege weapons from the keep, right? That was the only unique thing to the keep.
I believe so. I'm not 100%.
Well, I mean, you also could control territory and shit.
And buy boulders.
And what is it's just with taxes with the territory control, right?
Well, taxes, you could turn off the guards in a town if you controlled it. I mean, there was small things. Blacklist people.
I mean, to us, that means nothing.
No, that's fine. Right. I mean, why'd you take the keeps in beta, though?
Oh, because we wanted to test how they dropped. Simply that, and we wanted to fight. That's why we did it.
Okay. Because I mean, if you're testing how they drop, though, then that implies you would want to do it in the future.
No. I wanted to see how the game works. I've tested everything there is to do in this game. I love testing this game.
Okay.
I have zero intention of holding a keep. I've said this many times. I have seen 0 point to having nearly any fucking housing personally when I could just live out of a fucking city with a safe bank.
Yeah, I will say, like, sieging needs to come pretty, soon after launch because, bro, there was like 30 dudes hitting a fucking keep for like 2 hours before that thing was at 10. The thing was at like 10% health.
We barely built it up at all. I think it was like fucking if 10%. Yeah,
dude, we were running sledges like boulders, bro. In MO1, it was like it was so dumb, bro.
And we were also getting the upkeep ticks damage because you get 5% damage tick for every hour that you don't have upkeep as well. It's just like, you guys would have been hammering for way fucking longer if we just even had upkeep in there.
Yeah, like way longer. We almost gave up. That's the reality, that it almost felt like it wasn't working. Farmer Joe had to confirm that it was working, and even then people were like, it's not working. He's lying. Like that's how slow it was,
you
bro.
can't see it move, because I mean we started beating on your keep when the upkeep thing happened. We're like, has anyone seen it move yet? Oh wait, there was a little white bar, it went down.
Yeah, it's really dumb. Sieging needs to come out. So
I mean, they're obviously, like you said, it's not coming out till after release, and
yeah, but it needs to be shortly after release.
That's so worrying, because I mean, it's pretty fucking clear everything that they've released needs so much testing that's not being done, and I'm super disappointed if they continue these releases that they're doing now in persistence. Like, how are you going to get people to pay a sub for that? It's unacceptable, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's another topic.
No, I think I don't know. I really think they should disable keep for launch. I don't know how you're gonna release keeps with no.
It's really dumb. They should have never done that.
I mean, they could still possibly do it. I think they wanted to obviously test keeps now, which is obviously doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
but hopefully they do end up disabling them.
They can just get rid of the vendor for a while.
Yeah, you just take away the vendor.
Just leave the housing.
Is the stronghold one?
Yeah, leave the housing.
The stronghold's in. Is it in the keep? I think it is.
I think it is.
I think it's
the housing was its own. But yeah, I mean, you can keep strongholds and stuff as long as you can't build inside of like the keep ruins with it. Then you know what I mean, like disable that. Fine. If someone builds a stronghold outside the keep, right? That's fine. Like let them do that. Like they plan to own that keep, they'll still have to build the keep day of or whatever.
Yeah. If they don't do that though, like it needs to come very soon after launch, like within a month.
I think ideally what I would like to see them do, disable keeps for launch, and then when they finally get siege in the game, give everyone like a week and then release keep so everyone can get siege equipment and everything.
I think that's a great idea because dude, the last thing I want to do is like we were expecting to launch before keeps were even in the game. So it was like a breath of fresh air. It was like, oh, thank God we don't have to fucking get in game and just start a rat race, bro. Like knowing that we probably have to do something like that is not gonna be fun at all.
I didn't even think about that for you guys that want keeps. Like that's such a fucking bitch for waste all that fun time you could have on release just to rush for keep.
Exactly.
All that gold and time is gonna be
all
going
that
to
early
this,
PvP, man, with all those fucking noobs running around.
Yeah, that is I've already thought about that. That is gonna be pretty shitty, but it's just something you have to do to get to the content that certain people want to play. And back to what you said before, you know, like you guys have like literally no interest. I literally talk about that when I interview someone to join the guild. I literally talk to them like listen, we're a PvP oriented guild, but we're also like an empire building guild. And some people, you know, they just want to log in and win a PvP. They don't want to have to deal with this extra responsibility or like assets or whatever. You know, and it's not for everybody. I get it, but usually like people are like, no, like I want to do the building and stuff. So it's like it does typically line up with what people want to see. They want to experience that part of the game. So, you know, I do let people know like it's might get a ping at like 2 a.m. at some point. Like, hey, we're under fucking siege, boys. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I think the beauty of that is like not being the keep holder too is like you can just show the fuck up when there's fights, man. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have like assets or like
replaceable
assets,
you know how draining it is to defend shit like that. I've done that before, and I do not want to do that again. It's just not fun. So much effort you got to put into maintaining people around to defend that and being ready to fight at any time. It's crazy.
Dude, they need the watchtower back from MO1. It's like basically like a doorbell for people. They come to your keep, they hit the dude. It's like you're getting attacked, and everyone comes out of the keep, and like that's how you just start like PvP whenever you want, basically. So shit like that would be fun.
Boys, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up because I gotta get ready for my guild shit. I really enjoyed this. I'm really pleased. I think you guys had good interactions with each other. You know, both negative and positive. I think there was a lot of passion in the conversation, which is what you want, whether it's positive or negative. You want passion. You know, like I can tell you guys both care a lot about certain things. So
I think even if we have different opinions, I respect it. Whatever. You know?
Yeah, I met DoomRider once before, but this was like the first time I had like real conversation with him. So. He seems like he's very knowledgeable. I didn't realize he had so many hours. And again, I got
way too many hours in this game.
Now he knows he's his own person, boys. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Have a good day, okay?
Appreciate it, bro. It was a good
Yep,
fun
thank
time.
you. Yep.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Have a night.
Bye. Alrighty, boys. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up the podcast here. I gotta go do some guild stuff in game. We're gonna raid someone. Let's figure out who we can raid real quick. There's so many new streamers on this category now. I don't even know who the hell is who. I see Lyrics. So the only two people I recognize are Lyrics and Ice Prime. Who would you guys rather me raid? Lyrics or Ice Prime? Anyone care? Streamers like every day. Yep. Because of Steam release. So I mean it's good. Getting more views across the board. Lyrics. Alright, next vote gets it. Alright, Lyrics. Alright. Alright, GG's boys. I'm gonna go ahead and raid Lyrics. See you guys in game. Oh yeah, OGs.